Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Moore's October Rants. Today's episode is titled Shaping Your Mindset, and we're diving deep into how much control we actually have over the way we think and ultimately how we experience life. So here's the deal. Mindset isn't just a buzzword, it's the lens through which you view the world. And here's the crazy thing. It's a lens you can actually adjust. Like you wouldn't walk around with dirty glasses on, would you? No. You'd clean them. And that's what shaping your mindset is about, clearing up the way you see things, making sure what you're looking at isn't distorted by negativity or assumptions that don't serve you. Our minds are amazing. I mean, think about it. They're constantly shaping our experience of reality. But here's the kicker. What's real to you is only as real as you make it. I'm not talking about living in a fantasy world. I'm talking about the fact that you decide what has power in your life. You decide what's valid. If something's bothering you, you can choose to give it weight, or you can choose to let it go. Easier said than done, I know, but the power to make that choice is right there. You just have to be mindful of it. And look, we're all different, right? We all have our own way of thinking about things, and that's fine. No two people are going to experience life exactly the same way. That's because we're all creating these little worlds inside our heads. We justify our own thoughts, feelings, and actions in ways that make sense to us. So why not take charge of that process? Why not create a world inside your head that works for you? Here's what I mean. Life is what you make it, but that's more than just a cliche. It's the truth. Your mindset can be your greatest ally, or it can be your worst enemy. It all depends on how you approach it. You ever notice how two people can go through the exact same situation and come out with totally different perspectives? One person might be crushed by it, while the other uses it as motivation to push forward. What's the difference? It's the mindset they brought to that situation. Now, I'm not saying you can just slap on some positive thinking and call it a day. That's not how it works. But what you can do is practice viewing things from a different angle, especially when it's something that's stressing you out or dragging you down. Ask yourself, how is this thought serving me? Is this way of thinking going to help me grow, or is it keeping me stuck? You have a lot more influence over your mental health than you think. And the way you approach your thoughts plays a massive role in that. Sometimes it's not even the big stuff that messes with our mental health, it's the little things we're not even conscious of. The nagging worries, the self-doubt, the stress that builds up from a million tiny sources. That's why it's so important to stay mindful of your thoughts and how they're affecting you. Because here's the thing. We've got a long road ahead of us. I'm talking about decades. Hopefully. 80, 90 years, if we're lucky, right? So, you've got to think about mental longevity. It's not just about surviving today's challenges. It's about making sure your mind is strong enough to keep going in the long run. And just like with any muscle, you can train your brain. The more you practice shaping your thoughts, the stronger your mindset gets. And the stronger your mindset, the better equipped you are to handle whatever life throws at you. That's the part people forget. They think they're stuck with the brain they've got. But your mindset can evolve. You can choose right now to start working out your mind in a way that benefits you. It's like going to the gym, but for your head. The more you practice positive, productive thinking, the easier it gets to shut down the unproductive, negative stuff. And listen, we all get trapped in unproductive thinking sometimes. It's human. But the key is not to live there. You don't have to unpack your bags and settle into that negative headspace. You can acknowledge it, figure out what's triggering it, and then move on. It's about moving forward with your life in positive ways, rather than getting stuck in cycles of doubt or self-criticism. At the end of the day, the choice is yours. Are you going to create a mindset that uplifts you? Or are you going to let negative patterns run the show? It's not an overnight change, but every little shift you make adds up over time. You start to realize that you have more control than you ever thought, and that's empowering. So as we wrap up here, just remember, your mind is your greatest tool. It can be your biggest asset if you train it right. Focus on the things that help you grow, leave the unproductive thoughts in the past, and keep moving forward. You owe it to yourself to shape a mindset that works for you, not against you. All right, that's all I've got for today. Thanks for sticking with me through this episode of Moore's October Rants. I hope something I said sparked a thought, or maybe made you reflect a little on your own mindset. As always, I appreciate you listening, and I'll catch you next time. Take care of yourselves, and until then, this is Moore's October, signing out. Goodbye.